Welcome back to American Cop Bites. Welcome back to another live stream on this channel. And today's live stream is going to be about Alexis Macallister and it pretty much being all but done. He's going to go. Fabrizio Romano says Alexis Macallister to Liverpool. Here we go. Full agreement completed on the contract. Understand it'll be valid until June 2028. 5-year deal. Liverpool Football Club will pay the buyout clause in the next days, way less than the reported 60 million euro fee. Medical test in 24 to 48 hours done. So it's all about getting that done, that medical sorted, and he's pretty much a Liverpool player. Then all that's missing is the pending announcement and him being in the Liverpool training kit, wearing the Liverpool shirt, and him shaking hands with Klopp and signing that contract. That's all that needs to be done left. It's pretty much game over. It's sealed. Alexis Macallister to Liverpool Football Club. And man, bro, does it feel good to sign a midfielder after all this time? All this time we've been waiting for a midfielder to come to the club, and we finally have our midfielder in Alexis Macallister. Arthur Melo doesn't count. Arthur Melo is Arthur Melo. And yeah, man, Alexis Macallister, the key player for Argentina, played a key role in us in Argentina winning that World Cup, and key role for Brighton in their fight for Europe and how they played this season. He was amazing. So Alexis McAllister, man, he's gonna be cooking. He's gonna be cooking. We're gonna be discussing Alexis McAllister and this imminent move to Liverpool Football Club. Everything's done, in my opinion, all but sealed. All but just the announcement. That's all that's missing. Just the announcement. You have the here we go, medical completed, should be completed in the next 24 to 48 hours. By the end of this week, it should be over, and then we can move on to targets like Emmanuel Kone or a Kefren Turam. So, deal done. Nothing to worry about. Like I said, just an announcement is pending. All that's left. So yeah, man, that's all that's left. That's all we have about Macallister. Just the announcement, and then once we get that announcement in, we can focus on other targets. We've been linked with Gabby Viega, Orkun Kokshu, another midfielder I did a video on. Kone Turam, obviously. A lot of links are coming out. Lavia still. We're still interested in hold interest in Lavia. Big up LFC Red Forever channel. I'm doing good. Happy that we finally signed a midfielder. After all this time, man. After all this time, getting Arthur Melo. Man, feels really good to actually bring in a proper midfielder that can really improve this team because we need it. What do I think of Macallister as a player? I think Macallister is a top-class player. Now, I want to say he's like on the brink of world class. I still feel like he can improve a little bit more. I feel like his athleticism isn't as great. Yes, he can press well, but that can be a thing with Macallister in terms of athleticism, aerial duels. I think we need to watch out for that. So if we are playing Macallister in a double pivot or whatever the case may be, we need to sign a DM that's physical, that can cover ground, and that's aggressive, because Macallister can be a little bit weak athletically on the athletic side. He's not the most athletic player. Doesn't mean he's garbage. Just because a player is not athletic as other players doesn't mean they're terrible. But he's more of a technically elegant player, more of a smarter player and creative player rather than a pace and power, which I don't mind in this Liverpool midfield as long as we sign a player that's a destroyer and that can come in and cover ground and be aggressive and break up play and get the players to do what they want to do. Would Thuram do the job? Yeah, probably Thuram. Preferably me. If I had to pick between Thuram or Kone, I think Kone would do a great job as well. I think he's more defensively solid and he's got more of a defensive mind. I feel like Kone would be a good shout too. Hopefully, we'll bring those two in as well. Look, if Liverpool get those midfield signings in, look, we're looking very dangerous for next season. Some people saying we can go on to win the league. I don't know about that. I really don't know about that. People say we can go on and win the league, but I feel like we're just not. Yes, we have the spine, Virgil, Robbo, Trent, Allison, Salah, but I still feel like we're a long way off. I still feel like we just need that bit more. We just need that bit more, but Kone, Thuram, definitely, they can get the job done, and I wouldn't mind either of them coming to Liverpool Football Club, man. I'm just happy we finally signed a midfielder. Finally, after all this time. This is what we needed. And another thing about Macallister is that he can possibly be a Thiago type player in terms of his creativity. You know, you always talk about Thiago and how he always gets injured. I feel like he can be a more robust and more available Thiago in terms of he's always available. Injury, I never heard anything about his injury record. He does have a bad injury record. Thiago does get injured often, and sometimes we miss his creativity. I feel like with a Macallister coming in, if Thiago gets injured, what even mind? That's the depth that we have now with Macallister. That's the level of confidence I have in this team now that we brought in Macallister. No longer do we have to rely on Trent from the right back position to be our creative outlet. We have Macallister, and then we can use Thiago as a luxury player. If we want to sprinkle Thiago in a big game, let's say, for example, we're playing a Real Madrid, a big team, and you want to play Thiago in that match, you know? So be instead of playing Thiago against bottom of the table relegation teams, and then he ends up getting injured, we can play Macallister. You know what I'm saying? We can spice it up. We have more robust options other than just Alexis, Macallister, Thiago playing day in, day out, pressing his life out and taking the legs out of him, man. Because I feel like Thiago is definitely a player that's a luxury player, a luxurious player, a player that comes in creative. You know, he's not a running type player. If you had a choice, who would be in your midfield next season? So realistically, man, who would be in my mid? That's a really good question. In my midfield, let's say we get the Thuram Kone deal done. I'm playing Kone in the 6. Thuram and Thiago. That's my midfield for next season. Definitely want to see Kone in that 6 role. I'm not giving up on Fabinho. Another possible midfield we could play is Fabinho, Kone, and Thuram. You know what I'm saying? With some legs, with some running behind that. I wouldn't mind that because Fabinho, if he gets some runners around him, players that if we can distribute the defensive responsibility across the midfield, then Fabinho, I feel like, will thrive. I have not given up on Fabinho yet. I still feel Fabinho has some time to get better and move on and get to that next level. I'm not giving up on Fabinho yet. So Fabinho definitely, but I'd like to see the Fabinho on the bench. So ideally, Kone, Thuram, and then Thiago for that creative spark. Or I wouldn't mind Macallister as well. Yeah, man. And I'll flip the question back onto you guys. Which would be your ideal midfield trio? What would be your ideal summer for Liverpool? And yeah, man, what formation would we play? Will we play a 4-2-3-1 with a double pivot? Will we still play that 4-3-3? Or will we play that inverted right back where Trent goes inverted and it's kind of like a back three of Robbo, Virgil, and Ibu Kanate, and then you still have your midfield? What formations would you guys play, and what midfielders would you guys want Liverpool to bring in this summer? Do we need anything else to challenge for the league that is? Yeah. I still feel like we need 4 center backs. Yes, we have 4 center backs. Yes, we're looking to bring in a left-sided center back. But I'm not gonna lie, I feel like 4 of our center backs can be injured throughout the season in key parts of the season where we actually need them. Kanate is always susceptible to injury. He is a very good player, don't get me wrong, but he can get his odd injury. Virgil can get an injury or two. And not that he gets them often, but he can get that injury that keeps him out for a decent amount of time. And then Gomez can get the injury, and then Matip can still get there. And even then, we saw Gomez and Matip this season and how they. So let's say Virgil and Ibrahim Kanate are out. I can't trust Gomez and Matip, especially in a title challenge. Let's say we're in a title challenge, to come on and be strong and stay solid for us, because they haven't shown that. That duo has been a terrible duo we seem to concede a lot of goals through. But then again, maybe that's because our midfield's been so awful. Maybe with the stronger midfield, who knows? But I feel like we do need some competent center backs, just as important as the midfield. Big up LFC Red Forever channel. He says, I think Maka, Thuram, Kone would be an awesome pairing. It's all about the control in the midfield, which we was missing last season. Agreed. Definitely agreed 100%. We were definitely missing that control. And then that pace and power element, you know, I feel like when we had the ball, it just didn't feel like we knew how to play football. Does anybody feel the same way? We don't, it's just sideways, backwards, you know, get the ball to the wing, cross, you know, just back and forth, and no incisive passes, no risk taking. I feel like with that midfield, we finally have control. We finally have creativity. We finally have an outlet of creativity that we can go to and challenge. We have control. We have full, strong control over that midfield now. Then combine it with the pace and power of Kone and Thuram, it won't be as easy as it was this season to run past Liverpool midfield. And I'll definitely have Thiago, Henderson, and Fabinho on the bench. Curtis Jones. We're forgetting about Basetic. We're forgetting about Tyler Morton. I mean, I know some people may not believe in Basetic, Morton of that nature. And Curtis Jones. We can't forget about what Curtis Jones done towards the end of the season. It's all about competition for players, which will motivate our players, other players. Agreed. And I really hope that our youngsters step up. I really do. I feel like they're an important part of whether this midfield can go to the next level. You know, like I said, we're forgetting about these youngsters and what they've done this season. They're absolutely fantastic. They're brilliant and they're amazing. I really feel like with these youngsters, we take our game to the next level. Exactly. I'm sick to death of always watching City controlling the game. Agreed, LFC Red Forever channel. How many? Look about that City game. That City game we played against them at the Etihad this season. Look how they controlled the midfield. I don't remember. Like, I just stopped and watched Liverpool. We were just running around, chasing the ball while they had strong control over the ball. And they were just passing around us like it was nothing. Controlling the game with ease, finding the open spaces, being patient, and just cutting us up. And what were we doing? Just running around the pitch. Liverpool running around City looking goofy. There's sometimes in Liverpool, I watch a Liverpool team against any team of that matter, and I just see us and we're just pressing. Run. That's all we do. And while that's brilliant to force teams to making mistakes and winning the ball higher up the pitch, and I get that, the gang pressing style, we lack control. And if a team is on their day, like Aston Villa did to us at Anfield, you know, they're incisive. You know, they just can pass right through us. And one player doesn't press right, it messes it up for the whole team. So I like to see us switch from this gun-a-hole, run all the time, always pressing style of football and control the game. Actually play football, actually know what we're doing, break down low block sides, have that creative element, movement off the ball. I want to see us be more fluid. When I watch Liverpool, I don't see us as fluid. We're always, I don't know what I can say about us. We're always just running around and not really, there's no fluidity to our game. It's just transition, press, win the ball high up the pitch, have a shot, or get it to this player, have a cross, and see what happens. There's no intention. There's no, oh, they meant that in Liverpool's game. I feel like it's just a lot of running. And I'd like to see us get into more control and fluidity, slipping through teams, getting in behind them cleverly, and scoring goals, man. And that's what it's all about. And that would definitely help us in breaking down low block sides. If we control, recycle possession, and then keep upon that pressure and keep pressuring teams. You know what I'm saying? And then eventually breaking them down. Another thing Macallister can offer us is set piece ability. Maybe Trent. I still believe Trent should be on free kicks. But, you know, if you want to switch it up, Macallister can also go on there. That's another thing he's great at. So, yeah, man, I'm just excited. I am just gassed and excited to see Macallister, you know, to see him in this midfield. You know, Klopp said he's going to change the training regimen, which can help us in terms of feeling fresh. I don't want us. We just run too much, and I feel like we run too much us unnecessarily, and we gas ourselves out, and we're running players into the ground that way. Let's relax. You know, we have 2 preseason games, which I like, against Leicester and Bayern. We don't need to play 1,000 preseason games. It's preseason. Start the season slow. I think we should take a few things out of City's book. Start the season slow, then eventually ramp it up towards the end of the season. Then we catch form, then we stay fluid. We can afford to start the season slow. Not many are expecting us to challenge for the title. A lot of people are going to want to start their season gun-ho, firing, you know, getting 3 points. It's okay. It's not about how we start the season. It's about how you finish the season. And City have shown that. Gradually throughout the season, they catch fire. And then towards the end of the season, clutch goals. Gundogan, from like March to June to May, he's like on fire. He's like on fire, and it's excellent what City do and how they turn it up. Take a page out of their book and run, man. Big up LSC Red Forever channel, man. Thanks, man. Keep this up, bro. You should be successful in this game. 100%, man. Just email me, email in the description. I'm always welcome to come on the show and do some shows with you, man. 100%. 100%, my man. %, 100%. But yeah, man, I'd love to see us control that game. And then once we go towards the end of the season, we go on fire. Liverpool just winning game after game after game. And that's how it should be. You know, it's not about how you start the season. It's always about how you finish it. And if you finish strongly, there's a chance that other teams drop off and then drop a whole load of points. And then you see the cream rises to the top. That's the best way to describe it. So, yeah, Alexis Macallister, Liverpool, here we go. All we need is for the medicals to get done, and then that announcement, 5-year deal, valid until June 2028. We'll play the release clause. I'm hearing the fee is less than 45 to 50 million euros, even less than that. So this is crazy. This is great news. We're getting them even cheaper. Hopefully we get this deal announced, and then we can move on to Kone and to Ram, and then to those players, and then get those players wrapped up, and then we'll look to bring in a center back and possibly a right back. For right back position, we've been linked with Benjamin Pavard. We've been linked with Coke Shoe for the midfield, Mickey Van de Ven for the center back position. Ignacio is slowed down a little bit. I don't know why. Maybe something happened there, but those links have slowed down. But yeah, man, that's all I have for you guys on Alexis Macallister. Here we go. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. It's the American Copites bringing today's live stream. I'm out, guys. Peace.